Welcome to Toy Business Unboxed, your gateway to the secrets of the toy industry. Here, Jason Shea, a toy entrepreneur and expert in the field.
Every product we develop is really inspired by some of the real life experience that we have with our son.
60% of all toys last year were sold on Amazon, which is incredible.
Be passionate about it because it's a road, it's a journey.
Like when you have an idea that you think is like gonna somewhat like change the world, make things better, I'd say go for it.
We'll guide you through the enchanting world of toy design, marketing, and manufacturing. Now let the unboxing begin.
Welcome back to another episode of Toy Business Unboxed podcast. Today we have our guest James, who is an artist that turned his love of games into a solo publishing success story, from winning top honors at Gen Con to having his art being featured in popular RPGs. James really had built a creative career before stepping into the world of publishing. His first self-published game, Zombie Survival Infections, not only just funded within the first 24 hours, but also its expansion was also funded in just under an hour as well. So James is going to share some of the reality of running a one-man operations so far, from design to marketing and all the other aspects, and also the lesson he have learned along the way. Thank you so much for being and joining our podcast today, James.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so first of all, kind of looking back in your journey, what made you decide to start this companies and the game that you currently have?
I was in a few games and I love games, but I just realized I had a good idea and nobody was buying it, but I really didn't try to sell it anyways. And I was like, you know what? I could do this. I have the organization skills. I have the art skills. I have the graphic design skills. I was already working some product development at my place of employment. And I was like, I can do this.
I see.
Let's make the jump.
Yeah. And where did the idea behind the first game came from?
I love zombies. I love the genre. So I've loved them, since the 80s, watching movies like Return of the Living Dead and stuff like that. It was always been a passion. Then growing up, I'd actually did some artwork for Cannibal Corpse flyers. So, they were a death metal band that had a very heavy zombie influence. So, I did that. I enjoyed it. And I was like, I just want to do more of this. So
I see. How will you say your particular art background give you like an edge when you're starting your own publishing company?
Well, I joined a bunch of game design groups and stuff like that, and I just see everybody their woes are like the cost of art, or they would get an unreliable artist who was doing great work and then just disappeared and stuff like that. So I looked at that and I did the math and I was like, ooh, wow, okay, I'm gonna save a lot of money. And I will tell you, I actually did try to launch another game that I was going to bring on a bunch of artist friends. They were friends, but they still wanted to get paid. And of course, I wanted to pay them. But, man, my funding goal was so much higher because I had to pay all these other people. And then, I had the zombie game. I already had half the art done. And I was like, you know what? If I buckle down, I can finish this art. I can do it all myself. And it's gonna save me a lot. And I'll also have full control.
True.
So, I just basically didn't do anything for about a year and a half, but crank out people getting attacked by zombies or stuff like that.
Oh, that's how long it took you? That was one of the follow-up questions I was about to ask.
Yeah. Well, some of the art, like we got the art on the back, like this. Man, I did 25 years ago. So all I had to do was kind of refresh it.
I see.
So some of the art actually in there is pretty old. I rehashed, I got my cards here. I rehashed one of my Cannibal Corpse flyers. One of the more infamous ones was, there it is, was just a hand reaching out of the grave.
Oh, okay.
And the hand was holding on to another dismembered arm. Yeah. And So I decided to do that a throwback because without that influence, I probably would never be here. So I also added that and,
Hmm.
altered the original art and refreshed it. So,
I see, I see, I see.
yeah.
So that helps save some time, but that's still
Oh,
a fairly long process, right? To design,
oh
because I know you
yes.
have a lot of unique illustration that come with the
Yes.
games itself. So,
Yeah, I was getting ready for the campaign, and while the campaign was ramping up, I was still cranking out more artwork.
oh,
So
okay.
by
Yeah,
the time it launched, I had all of the art that wasn't going to be custom art that I did for top tier backers.
oh,
So
okay,
by
okay.
the time I launched, it was ready, except for I still had to do like I think it was 35 pieces or something like that.
Oh, that's
So
still quite a bit.
yeah,
I see.
but I
Yeah.
think there's what? It's like 98 or 96 pieces of unique art that were in the first Kickstarter. So I
Okay.
did already have 60 done. Yeah.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. I
Yeah.
see, I see, I see. And well, I want to go into the game
Mhm.
a little bit for those of our audience that haven't heard of your particular game. Can you kind of describe? Obviously, you have a copy of the game next to you. Can you describe how the game's being played, the rule, and so what to for the
Sure.
audience what to expect if they want to try one?
Yeah. So the game is called Zombie Survival Infection. It is with the current expansion, it's 2 to 8 players. The core game's 2 to 6.
Yeah,
Ages 14 and up takes about 45 minutes to an hour and a half, 2 hours if you get a full table of 8.
yeah.
The game is a co-op until it's not game. All right.
Okay.
So every player controls their own camp of survivors during the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
And what you do to each other is going to be just as important as what the undead do to you. So if you
Okay.
want to think about it in terms of zombie stories, it's very much like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So, where you rely on the other camps at points, and then
Okay.
you also go to war with the other camps at points.
Oh,
Because in
okay.
the end, it
Yeah.
is the win condition is to be the last camp standing.
Ah, I see.
All
I
right.
see. Okay.
However, if you get knocked out early, you don't sit there bored because that's one of the things I hate in games is,
Yeah.
if you get knocked out early, you're just sitting there bored. But if
Mhm.
you get knocked out early, you come back as the undead and they have
Great.
their own they have their
Yeah,
own win condition, which of
I
course is
see.
kill all humans. So
I
the
see.
zombies
Yeah.
also, unlike the humans, cooperate. So if
Yes.
the zombies can knock out the last 2 players at the same time, so there is no one person standing, the
Yeah.
zombies win, and every zombie
Oh,
at the
okay.
table shares that win condition. So
I see. Okay.
a smart player is going to realize you don't want to knock somebody out of the game early because all you did was make a bigger problem for yourself.
Ah, yes, that's true. Yes,
And
yes.
yeah, and for me, this
Yeah.
really this is the heart of the theme. If there's less camps of humans, that
Yes.
means there's more zombies now, and the zombies
Mm.
have less targets.
Yes.
So
Yes, yes.
it gives you you're the master of your own destiny at points,
Mhm.
and it gives somewhat of a catch up mechanic because
Yeah.
again you're not going to knock somebody out too early. You're going to try to string them along and make them feel like they have a shot.
I see. And I know you have very unique illustration. And as far as the
Mhm.
card, can you also walk through what the typical gameplay look like? Do you draw a certain kind of
Sure.
cards?
It is. It's you use cards for your actions. We
Uh-huh.
have chips for our resources.
Okay.
Bear with me. I didn't pull my chips out. We
Yeah.
have chips for our resources, and the chips represent humans. So
Okay.
humans are our currency in the game. So
Okay.
we got 5, 10s, and 1s.
Yeah.
When anybody dies, they get flipped to their zombie side, and they are no
Uh,
longer a resource. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
in the scope of the game, we're not making humans fast enough for them to be considered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the amount of resources that start at the game that's it. So
Yeah.
a fun thing that happens during the game is you'll see everything turns from orange eventually to green, and you realize the people
Ah,
you have are the people you have. So you better hold
yeah.
on to them tightly.
Yes. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
We also have dice for represent our randomness, but also helps with kind of the co-op part of the game. So
I
on your
see.
turn, you will always roll the base die, which
Yeah.
that plus some bonuses will be how many people you acquire, or if
Yeah.
it's the end game, it's how many you lose. But
Okay.
each phase also has a bonus die that matches the color of the phase. And with
Ah.
what
Okay.
this die does, it gives you more people or can possibly give you double or cause you to lose double. But the fun thing
Ah.
is, after you roll the die, this one, you don't have to give it to the next player. You give it to the player your choice. So now
Oh.
we get into deal making and breaking. So
Hmm.
if we're at a table of four of us and I
Yeah.
say, the person who's behind me, I pass it to them, that means the other two players take their turn without it. All right.
Ah. Okay.
Now
Yeah.
you can be salty about it, or you can do something nice for this guy over here who has the die, hoping that, they will in turn give it to you.
You. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
some people are going to ask, what if people are greedy and they just keep passing it back and forth? I say, yeah, it's going to happen. And there's cards to take care of that. And when you play one of those cards that allow you to get control of the die, don't give it back. You will learn life lessons in this game. And
I
there
see. Okay. Okay.
is, it's very much like, for me, I feel it's very much like what will really happen. Yes, things will be unfair at times, and
Yeah.
you might have to play nice with somebody you don't like to get
Mm.
what you need and to
What you
help
need.
your
Yeah.
people out. Yeah.
I
But
see.
it's not
Okay.
just dice and chips. Again, we also have the cards. The cards give
Mhm.
us our basic actions as well as you can add powerful characters. Whoop, they're upside down. You can add
Oh.
powerful characters to your camp,
Yeah. Okay.
and there are good characters and the bad characters. And the
What does the
idea,
character do?
they give you bonuses to certain
Oh.
things. Like we have our carrier here. Our carrier is also a very good-looking chap. I'm just going to say, but the that's me like 20 years ago. Our carrier
Yeah.
causes you to actually attract less people to your camp because nobody wants to be around this guy.
Ah.
And when the infection comes out, which is a mechanic in the game, it always has to be played on this camp. However, in the end game, he's still worth a person. So he can be a detriment at first, but in the end, he's still worth a person. And his opposite is our research doctor.
Yeah.
And our research doctor, he can save lives. On top of that, he also says your camp is given the infection last, so he can help hold it off, kind of thing.
Okay.
Um, and you put everybody when you get a character, you can play it down in front of you, or you can play it on anybody else. In the game, you can play
Oh.
any card on any camp. So a lot of cards can be used as an attack or defense.
Oh. Okay.
Some people will get a character like the carrier, or we even have the hysterical cheerleader or the corporate
Mhm.
executive, which are also bad characters. And people are like, "Why would I play this?" And I was like, "Well, you don't play it on yourself; you play it on your enemy." And again,
I see.
the thematic thing is
I
they
see.
let this guy in the door,
Yeah.
and because there's only a few hundred people left in the world, and then
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh God, this guy is the worst." Now, people are going to ask, what if I get stuck with this guy? Yes,
Mhm.
but there are ways to take care of it. So there are cards called. It's not just a take that game.
Yeah.
There's cards like voted out. So your people
Mm.
get together, and eventually they give this person the heave ho, and now they move on to another camp. Or there's a card called wait, it's not a bite, which is one of my favorite. So this guy or girl hurts themselves. They get cut on a rusty nail, and everybody in the camp's like, they're bit. He's bit. We got to send him out into the wild. So,
I see.
but again, you can use it as attack or defense. So if you have a bad character, you can kill him off in your camp. Or if somebody
Mhm.
has a really good character, you can use it as an attack on them. So
Oh,
that's
interesting.
where, yeah, the mechanics of the game are pretty simple, but smart players will basically know when to hold cards and when to attack and when to, hold them for defense, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the rest of the cards are basically your actions. So you do something for your people. You could attract people to your camp. You can send zombies somebody's way. And then
Yeah.
there's also reactions. Again, it's not just to take that. So you can, mitigate your losses. You got a shotgun. If the zombies are swarming you, you take less. And one
Mm.
of the fun parts is, again, anybody can play any card on any camp. So people can show up and help you with reactions.
I,
So again, you're holding on to the bonus die, and I want you to be my friend, and you're getting attacked. I show up, cut all your losses. Hopefully, when it comes your turn, you remember me and remember what I did for you. And if you
I see.
don't, I guarantee I will never help you out again.
So that's a lot of like alliance making or even
Yes,
enemy
there is.
making as well. So
Yeah, there's a lot of table talk. You got to be. It's a very social game.
mm,
So I have people ask me, can I play it solo? And I was just like, it's social. I'm
yeah,
sorry. It's the
yeah.
social aspect of
The
this
social
game.
aspect of the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got
Hmm.
it. Yeah, definitely make it fun, and also you can turn it on onto each other as
Yep.
well. So
And it's not too long where you can play another game and you're like, all right, I'm getting my revenge next game. Or you'll remember last time you played and be like, yep, I got your
yeah,
number.
I see. I see. So looking back in your journey of creating this game, like what was the hardest part about doing it all yourself?
Uh, probably, probably the marketing. Um,
Oh, okay.
I've always been in graphic design my whole life, and I
Yeah.
definitely did some marketing. But I think that was the hardest, just because I
Hmm.
was also like, I could be finishing off more art, or I could be doing marketing.
Marketing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I could be hanging out with my friends while we're playing the game, or I got to stop for 10 minutes, make a social media post showing people playing the game. So
Mhm.
it was
Yeah.
always like that. Oh, you always have to do something. You got to keep it rolling. You got to bring in somebody new every day. You got to
Yeah.
reach more people. So
Mhm,
I would
mhm.
probably say the marketing,
I see.
learning, yeah, learning about shipping, and
Mhm.
getting things across the globe, and finding the right
Yeah.
manufacturer is probably second for sure.
Oh, I see. I see. And what was the most rewarding part of like running your own business?
Uh, when they showed up,
Okay.
yeah, when that truck showed up,
Yeah.
and
I see.
you know, they didn't. The truck didn't show up with a lift gate, even though they were told to,
Mhm.
and so they had to be unloaded manually. And I was sweating
Oh,
and dying, but I loved
I
it.
see.
So
I see.
it
I
was
see.
it was probably the hardest I ever worked and the happiest I ever was. So
I see. I see.
yeah,
Yeah. And looking back,
and
go ahead. Go ahead. Mhm.
and I would say, getting like, wow, these people believe in me. Like, I got hundreds
Oh,
of
yes.
people that were just like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll give this guy a shot.
Yeah.
So, that was huge,
Mhm.
and unexpected, and I loved it. So,
Yeah. And I know
yeah,
your Kickstarter campaign went fairly well. And what
yeah.
strategy that worked well for your Kickstarter campaign?
I had a small following because of my art.
Okay.
I tried to be diligent with getting, making social media posts. I did do some ads, which
Okay.
they did. They made me the money they made me. I didn't lose
Yeah.
anything on the ads, which helped draw it in. Which I know a lot of ads for Kickstarters, it usually ends up being you pay what you get.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so that was, yeah, that was it was tough, but that was my strategy, was just hitting the people I know that would love it.
Yeah.
I did do a lot of grassroots things. I hit a lot of game cons,
Mm, mhm.
and at the time I was already working for another game not manufacturer, but they made support products for Dungeons and Dragons, stuff like that. So I was
Oh,
already going to Gen Con. I was already going to Origins, and
oh, okay, okay, okay. You're already
yeah,
part of the
so
industry, so yeah, okay.
yeah,
I see.
and So at night, I would run demos and talk to people up until the point where my voice gave out. So that helped. Board Game Geek is my
Oh
local
yes.
convention. So,
Mhm.
I ran some demos there and set up, talked to people. So it
I
helped.
see. I see.
I did, I connected with some content creators that helped out a lot
Okay.
as well.
I
Who,
see.
some paid, some not, to get
Mhm.
videos of my game out there, and
Yeah.
that brought in some good traffic, and I made some lifelong friends out of it. So, which is
Mhm.
great. And now I see them at every con, and we hang out and
Yeah,
talk
I
about
think
other
that's
people's
also
games.
that's also how we met at one of the
Yeah.
game
Yep.
trade show as well. So yeah,
Yep.
definitely it's how you get a lot of connections. And because your background and your expertise is on really on the creative side, the graphic design, how do you balance all the creative work that you do with the rest of the business like tasks?
Man, well, I'll tell you, my brain only wants to do one of those things. You can guess which. Um,
I see. Yeah.
uh, yeah, I mean, I've always been like a process guy, if you will. So I had to make it a process and kind of stick to it as far as the business part goes. So
Yeah.
I had to set times and wouldn't let distractions get in the way. And it was like, okay, hey, we're gonna, this has to do this. It was especially
Mhm.
when I was cranking out all the art. It was,
Yeah.
basically 4 days of art, one day of answering emails,
Mhm.
stuff like that, and then
Yeah.
hopefully a day off, and then usually a day of play, which was like play testing the game or getting
Mhm.
feedback and stuff like that. But I
Yeah.
had to make it a process because it does not come natural to me.
Yeah, because so many different aspects it's a business
Yeah.
that you also need to be in charge of. Were there
Yep.
any like surprise along the way that you learned, like lessons?
Uh, um, man. Yeah. Well, I learned patience.
Mm.
My shipment actually, that was one of the other reasons why I was so excited. My shipment got lost for a week,
Ah,
and it didn't get lost going to port. It
yeah,
didn't get lost on the boat. It didn't
yeah,
get lost on its travel across the ocean. It hit the port of LA
yeah. Then
and disappeared
what
for a week.
for a
This
week?
guy,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh
it made it
goodness.
halfway across the globe and it
Yeah.
disappeared for a week.
Uh,
And my shipper finally got a hold of me. I mean, we talked every day because I was like,
yeah.
dude. And he's like, hang on, this happens more than you think,
Mhm.
and it'll be okay. And it ended up, instead of making it to Texas, it made it to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Ah,
A
took
week
some time.
later, yeah,
Ah,
somebody realized
okay.
they picked up the long load, and then it
Yeah.
sat in a warehouse, and then somebody figured it out.
Ah, I see.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I almost had a heart attack. I will tell you, this wasn't gray up until that point.
I see.
Um, but then it had to go back to LA because the shipping company only went to and from New Mexico,
Ah, I
and
see.
then it had to come to me in Texas. So I did learn. I learned patience.
Mhm, mhm.
And
I see.
I learned that there's so many moving parts. I will also say I was again working for another kind of like toy game manufacturer,
Mhm,
and my experience there also helped me out and helped me not be like super reactionary. Also
mhm.
gave me experience working with manufacturers around the globe. So
Yeah,
yeah, that but
I
that was
see.
probably my biggest lesson.
I see. Thank you for sharing that. So, looking into the future, what are your
Yeah.
plans for the next few years? Are you working on more expansion or launching a different games, or what is your vision?
Um, I do have another expansion. It's mostly done except for custom art. However,
Mhm.
I need the dust to settle so I know where everything's at before I can launch that guy.
Yeah.
However, just the other day I came up with a different idea, which was, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to make a mini game within my game. So
Oh, okay.
the game itself has these three different dice and
Yeah.
obviously has a lot of chips. So
Yeah.
I am currently in the process of making a mini game that uses what people already have as like a, hey, I promised another expansion and it's almost there. But in the meantime, here's a mini game. I'm going to do like a mini Kickstarter campaign. You want to help me out, throw a buck at it. It's great. You want a printed version of the rules, $5 and whatever the $2 to ship it, and I'll send them to you. And
Oh, okay.
here you go. Yeah.
I see. I
So
see. That's an interesting
so
idea.
I'm gonna work on a game within the game
Reading
so
the
people
game.
can get
Okay.
so people can get more use out of the game they already have. And I'm also going to, obviously I still got a lot more of these guys left around.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that also to be like, hey, and if you want the original, you want to get it at a good price with all the expansions and signed by
Mm-hmm.
the artist, I will send them all out to you as
Mm.
Yep, it can just be a add-on to the already what's there.
I see. Okay. Thank you for sharing that as well. So, as well, wrapping up today's interview, if you have
Mhm.
to just share one piece of advice with someone that's getting started within the toys and game industry, what would that be?
Wow. Man, one piece of advice I could talk this I could do talk for hours too. Um, I would say there are support groups, and I'm not
Mhm.
saying this like you have an addiction or anything. I'm going to say
Yeah.
there, uh, other game designers for the most part are very supportive of people trying to get in.
Hmm.
And if you want to, there's a few avenues. There's social media groups, and a
Hmm.
lot of the people on there are pretty good people, and
Yeah.
they are will give their time. I've done calls and stuff with people like that who have helped me out. So my advice would be reach out to the other game designers
Mm. Yeah.
and get their feedback. Which is, I'm saying, my advice is get more advice.
Mm. Yeah.
But it's true. And I will tell you, some people, they help me, just get over some obvious humps.
Mhm.
People that will read your rules with clear eyes is
Mhm.
always good, and feedback to people that know the back end of games.
Mhm.
It's invaluable. So yeah, seek out those groups
Mhm.
and ask questions, and usually everybody there is pretty good.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. So, for those of our listener and audience that would like to interested to learn a little bit more about you and your company, where is the best place for people to find you online?
My website, so Zombie Survival Game,
Okay.
is the best idea or the best place to go. It's also on GameFound. It's also on Etsy. I just you can go see the old Kickstarters, and the new one's going to pop up, and I'm going to put the shell up also for the expansion when that's ready to go. But
Mhm.
the mini game is coming soon. So,
I
but
see. Okay. Okay.
yeah, but my website also has all those links to all the different avenues, however you want to buy it. You can buy it direct from me. You can buy it again through Etsy or GameFound. So,
I see. Okay.
and
Sounds good.
I go to conventions. So
Mhm.
I'll be at Board Game Geek if one
Mhm.
of the lucky few. I'm going
Mhm.
back to Gen Con Origins. I don't know if I could do both again this year.
It's a
That was a
lot.
stretch on
Yeah.
me and my wife and our vehicles.
Oh,
So
I see. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
lot. So, for sure.
Hmm.
So, but thank you again for your time
Hey,
and
thank you
sharing
for
your
having
journey.
me.
So, and thank you for our audience for tuning in to this episode of Toy Business Unboxed podcast. We hope you have enjoyed today's conversation and find it insightful and inspiring. If you like what you have heard, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. We appreciate your support and would love it if you can leave us a review and share the podcast with your friend and colleague. For more resource tips and the latest update within the toys and game industry, visit our website at toy-launch.com, join our conversation and connect with us on social media using hashtag Toy Business Unboxed. We'd love to hear your feedback and suggestion for future episode. Until next time, keep innovating, keep creating, keep bringing joys to toys. This is Jason Shea signing off on the Toy Business Unboxed podcast. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much, everyone.